Hi, I'm Mike and I'm the Hallows Geek, and welcome to This Week in Eek, my weekly series where I put a little eek in your week by recapping some of the top stories in Halloween and horror news from the last week. Hello again, and my apologies to my regular viewers for my absence last week. As you can probably tell from my voice, I'm still fighting whatever plague I contracted at the Fear Fair, but I'm back and I'm hoping I won't have to make too many edits as a result of coughing during this video. But we'll see. But if you see a lot of cuts, that's why. Since I did take last week off, I want to start this week with some highlights that you might have missed in my absence. First, Sci-Fi announced that both Chucky and Reginald the Vampire have been picked up for new seasons. Chucky is, of course, the continuation of the iconic film franchise chronicling the murderous escapades of the notorious killer doll. Chucky will return for a third season this fall on USA and Sci-Fi. Reginald the Vampire is a dramedy based on Johnny B. Truant's Fat Vampire book series and stars Jacob Batalon as Reginald Andres, the unlikely hero navigating a world populated by beautiful, fit, and vain vampires. Reginald the Vampire has been renewed for a second season at Sci-Fi, however, when that season will debut was not announced. And Eli Roth and Crypt TV announced their return to VR after releasing Eli Roth's Haunted House Trick VR Treat last Halloween. The two have teamed up to tackle another holiday with Eli Roth's Be Mine, a VR Valentine's slasher. The new VR horror experience will premiere in Meta Horizon Worlds at 7 p.m. Pacific Time on February 10th. Written by Roth and directed by Adam McDonald, Eli Roth's Be Mine, a VR Valentine's slasher stars Peyton List, Inanna Sarkis, and Alana Uba. The 30-minute, 180, and 360-degree immersive VR experience follows Becca, a girl stalked by an anonymous maniac in a Cupid mask, as she finds herself at the center of a frightening Valentine's Day nightmare. Don't worry, if you don't have a Meta Quest, you'll still be able to catch the film via the Crypt TV Facebook and Instagram at launch. And while we're on the subject of Valentine's Day, Super7 has released a new Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein ReAction figure set for the holiday. The Valentine's Day Universal Monsters ReAction Figures 2-pack features Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein in glow-in-the-dark pink, packaged on a plastic insert inside a heart-shaped box with stitching design on the front. The pair of figures is available now from Super7.com for $45. And while we're on the subject of Universal Monsters, pre-orders have arrived for NECA's first two Universal Monsters Ultimate figures of 2023. The first new figure up for pre-order is the colorized version of the Bride of Frankenstein. This detailed 7-inch scale Ultimate action figure captures Elsa Lanchester's portrayal of the creature stitched together to be the monster's mate. It comes with bandages, a removable gown, 2 pairs of hands, and 3 interchangeable head sculpts. The Ultimate Bride of Frankenstein figure is available for pre-order now from Entertainment Earth for $34.99 and is expected to ship in June of this year. The second figure up for pre-order is the black and white variant of Dracula that we recently learned is being referred to as the Carfax Abbey variant. Rather than just making a monochrome variant of the color figure as with past releases, NECA has created a special black and white version of Dracula featuring the character in his formal tuxedo, which he wears at his Carfax estate. The Carfax Abbey Ultimate Dracula figure is available for pre-order now from Entertainment Earth for $34.99 and is expected to be released in March of this year. And by the way, if you want help out the channel, I'll be sure to include my affiliate links to both of the figures down in the description. And rounding out some of the stories from last week that you might have missed, I did want to make sure you are aware that Trick or Treat Studios has made its 2023 catalog available online. The 137-page catalog is filled with returning favorites and all new releases. You can catch some of the highlights over in my full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com, or if you want to browse the entire catalog for yourself, just head over to trickortreatstudios.com/catalog2023, and that's catalog 2023, all one word. Alright, let's get into this week's news. First, Stranger Things' Steve Harrington is joining NECA's line of Funko Soda figures. The new figure was announced Wednesday as part of Funko's ongoing Funko Fair 2023 product reveal event. The new stylized figure is inspired by Steve's appearance in Season 2 of Stranger Things and features Steve in his gray jacket and jeans with his spiked bat strapped to his back. As with all Funko Soda figures, collectors will also have a shot at getting a Chase variant of the figure. The Steve Harrington Chase features Steve wearing sunglasses and yellow gloves. The new Funko Soda figure is limited to an edition size of 15,000 and is available for pre-order now from Entertainment Earth. The figure costs $14.99 and is expected to ship in April. If you want to grab one, I'll include my affiliate link down in the description. And this year, Warner Brothers turns 100, and to celebrate, Warner Brothers and Fever have joined forces to host a commemorative international concert series coming to 100 cities worldwide. The event will feature music from award-winning films and unforgettable television shows from Warner's 100 years in the business. But I was most intrigued to see that music from The Exorcist and Scooby-Doo would be part of the program. Candlelight 100 Years of Warner Brothers is a one-of-a-kind musical experience taking place in majestic venues noted for their historical nature or unique character, from iconic cathedrals, theaters, museums, and gardens with breathtaking candlelit settings. The concert series will kick off in April and run through December 2023. The first 26 cities out of 100 which will tour the world throughout the year include Los Angeles, London, New York, Toronto, Melbourne, Sydney, Paris, Chicago, Boston, Detroit, Singapore, Montreal, Dallas, Miami, Madrid, Seattle, Houston, Indianapolis, San Francisco, Atlanta, Brisbane, Milan, Sao Paulo, Philadelphia, Mexico City, and San Diego. More venues across North America, Europe, Asia, and Latin America will be announced at a later date. For tickets and more information, I'll include a link to the Candlelight website down in the description. And this week we got an update on the 2020 film Children of the Corn. RLJE Films and horror streaming service Shudder have partnered to acquire the horror film from writer-director Kurt Wimmer. The film is the latest take on the 1977 short story of the same name from author Stephen King. The film, which saw a limited release in 2020 in Florida, will finally receive a wider theatrical release on March 3rd and arrive on demand and digital on March 21st. The fresh take on the King classic tells of a 12-year-old girl in Nebraska possessed by a spirit in a dying cornfield who recruits the other children in her small town to go on a bloody rampage and kill all the adults and anyone else who opposes her. The town's only hope of survival is a bright high schooler who won't go along with the plan. The film stars Alana Kampouris, Kate Moyer, Callan Mulvey, and Bruce Spence. Fun fact, the original Children of the Corn was actually one of the first horror movies I ever owned on VHS. I had my mom buy it for me when a local mom and pop video store went out of business. Alright, before we wrap up for the week, I have one trailer to share. On Thursday, Netflix released the official trailer for its new supernatural family comedy, We Have a Ghost. The latest film from Happy Death Day and Freaky director Christopher Landon is based on the short story Ernest by Jeff Manal and stars David Harbour as Ernest, a ghost who haunts a family after they move into a new house looking for a fresh start. With Ernest's help, the family becomes overnight social media sensations. But when the family's teenage son Kevin and Ernest go rogue to investigate the mystery of Ernest's past, they become the target of the CIA. We Have a Ghost arrives on Netflix on February 24th. Alright, that's it for this week. As always, if you enjoyed this week's video, give it a like, leave me a comment, or better yet, subscribe to make sure you always get your weekly dose of Geek. For more information on any of this week's top stories, you can always find the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com. Until next time, keep it creepy.